Hello, hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to another episode of People. It's a new year, people, yeah, of the Dal N Claude Show. See, people, Happy New Year. On behalf of me and my brother, Dal, you're welcome to this show. Oregon gonna talk to these people. Oregon gonna get to po. New year, new beginnings. My guy is looking cool. Look at Oregon gonna, bro. Tell me, man, is not
Sicker than
freshed
you
up.
are.
Tell me, man, is not freshed up.
Come on, man.
Oregon gonna take it away, bro. How you doing?
Big up, Tony. Happy New Year, man. How you been? I'm uh I'm finally recovered from being sick for a couple of weeks. I know I was out of the YouTube game for a
Yeah.
while, but feeling a lot better now. And a new year, new Arsenal, and who the fuck is Aston Villa? Ah, and I want to say thank you to Sunderland, and thank you, Granit Xhaka, and I want to say thank you to everyone in the chat for being here today. So yeah, big up everyone. Let's we'll dive into this as we always do.
Yeah. Same thing I told those people on Josh's channel. Yeah. If you're not 4 points ahead in the EPL, top of the table, you man shouldn't chat about numbers. You man are my youngest. See, you know what? Yeah, Oregon Gunning. Yeah. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Talk to me about what you felt about our matchup against Aston Villa, bro.
I thought the first half was kind of boring, and we were kind of on the back heel a bit. I thought we had maybe a couple of opportunities, but that second half was some of the best football we've played in a while. Let's be honest.
Hmm.
We, whatever Arteta said to Odegaard, gave him some Gatorade to drink. He was on it that second half, and I don't really rate the guy much at all. You and I have talked about him a lot over the last couple of years, and I know there's better out there. You know there's better out there, but when he's on his game and making those passes and doing what he's supposed to do, he's he worked some magic for us in that second half. That pass to Zubamendi was sublime, but I want to know
Ooh, that pass.
that
Ooh. Ah,
with
ooh.
Goikarez. Why can't we do that with Goikarez? So I don't understand why that only happens, once in a while. Big up Nems and big up Creo.
Big up, Kira.
Yeah,
Big up, Nems.
yeah,
Me and Nems should be coming back for a preview for the Liverpool Arsenal matchup, people.
nice.
Big up to Nems, our
I
guy.
just want to know where that little dink of a passing is, consistently, right? I just
Hmm.
at times he can be so frustrating, but then at times he just completely, wows us, especially that second half. I thought he was fantastic. And Trossard always on the money. I mean, I think he's our most dangerous player. It's looking like, um, and then a great finish by Jesus. I I just think that Unai Emery didn't even shake hands at the end. He went straight down to the tunnel because it was a little cold out, and Emi Martinez having a crash out in the tunnel. So all in all, Tony, it was a great day. It was a great game. I wish I would have been there. I know Kenny Ken was there, and a couple of
Yeah,
other
Kenny
of our
Ken was there.
guys.
Yeah.
They said it was a fantastic second half. But other than that, man, I'm pretty surprised it was 4-1. I was thinking that was going to be a 1-1 draw. I mean, it was looking
Mm.
that way to me, at least come halftime. So here we are, 4 points ahead.
Here we are.
Sunderland leader.
Here we are. Here we are. See, before we get even into this talk about
Sure.
this Sunderland and Man City or whatever, we have to talk about Bournemouth too. Um, let's look into this Aston Villa stuff here. Let's dissect some certain kind of things, yeah, that went on there, yeah. Before that matchup, yeah, this rival fan base were already calling us corner kick FC, set piece FC. The narratives have changed now to own goal FC. When you see our response to that, three open play goals scored in that game against Aston Villa. Uh, they were all saying it's not sustainable, it's not sustainable, it's not sustainable. When you see that response against Aston Villa, what comes to your mind?
Um, first thing comes to mind is why we couldn't do this against Everton and Wolves. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Those were horrific displays. We got lucky against Everton, and we got lucky against Wolves. You know, those are two teams we should have thrashed. Those should have been 4-0 scorelines. And that's why.
But again, are you looking at it from the standpoint of okay, we played badly? You're not looking at it from the standpoint of we won the game, we got the 3 points. We can now see City. They've dropped points against Sunderland. So there are teams that would literally take points away from you. But we won those games, no matter how we do it, with any, as in, bro, with all means possible, we got the 3 points. Aren't you looking at it from that standpoint?
Yes and no. I mean, that was kind of my second point. It's like, well, first, the way I look at it, Tony, is that we've been second now 3 years in a row, and we haven't lifted a Premier League trophy in 22 years now after the turn of the new year, right? So I just feel that we're riding our luck again in those games. And yeah, the 3 points is fantastic, but it's so nervy. You know what I mean? And it's not, and I think what the people are trying to say, like Own Goal FC, is that those fans and those were rival fans know that games like that aren't sustainable. And you and I know that as well, right? It's not sustainable. We want to see performances like the Villa game week in and week out. We should be blowing Wolves away, bro. Man United beat them 4-1, was it? And then drew with them again.
But Man United drew against Wolves. Again, Oregon gonna. We played against Wolves here. Then the bottom of the league, we managed to get a one. How many did we beat them? Was it a 1-0 win or 2-1 win? It was a 2-1 win, yeah. And they went to Old Trafford and got a draw with Manchester United. So how do you compensate that though? They're not the mugs we think they are. They're fighting for their survival, bro. Aren't we looking at it from that position? That they're actually fighting for survival, though. So they can beat any team, they can draw with any team.
Right.
Why aren't we looking at it from those lines, though?
Well,
why must it be that we must beat them 3-4-1?
I don't believe that Wolves can beat any team. Right? I don't believe that Wolves can beat any team. But let's go back a month ago when United beat them 4-1 on their ground. But they also had Diallo playing. I think Emblemo was probably playing. So, they had injuries against, more injuries than they did against the 1-1 Wolves game. Right? They were missing people. And it could have been 2-1 if Patrick Dogu wasn't offside. It would have been 2-1 in like the 87th minute or something like that. So I guess my main point is, playing against Everton, they've kind of been a bogey team for us off and on throughout the decades, right? At times, right? But we still kind of riding our luck, and that's what's frustrating to me is that we barely beat Wolves, we barely beat Everton, but then we can just go on and crush Aston Villa. Granted, it's at home. I get that. And you look at the players Villa brought off the bench, they're no names essentially, right? I mean, they really are, except for Daniel Mahler. The rest of the player, it's just depth of bums, really. Young kids that really are probably going to go anywhere and be kicked around the league and probably down to the championship at one time or another. But the fact is, Tony, is that getting these own goals, it's not sustainable. And yes, the 3 points is fantastic. But the other thing is that could have gone the other way, right? I thought I spread something the other day that it should have been a penalty against Saliba. And if they would score that penalty, we're looking at 1-1, right? Against
you're looking at the 1-1, right?
Yeah. So I mean, the 3 points is fantastic, right? Don't get me wrong, it's great, but it's not sustainable, right? We can't rely on set pieces, because we obviously saw those dry up a lot when Gabriel was injured, and we obviously can't rely on own goals because those only happen few and far between. I want to see the displays that we put on the second half of Villa consistently, because then I'll have the confidence that we may lift something heavy in May. But remember, when February and March comes around, bro, it's a new season, essentially. Right? It's a new season.
But again, Oregon, I mean, we should be looking at all these, even own goals, set pieces. we should be looking at it as layers to games, layers to our game through which we could score goals. Yeah, we should be looking at it like strength. Every team in the league have their strengths through which they score goals. Yeah,
Right.
we can all agree on that. Yeah, many teams have different strengths in the team and different layers to how they play their game and how they win games. So if Arsenal is scoring goals through own goals, through set pieces, I cannot just say. We can say it's not totally sustainable. I hear that, but it's part of our game. It's how we win games.
Mm.
It's part of our layer to how we win games. So I don't think we should be victimized for scoring on goals, bro.
No, I don't think we're like victimized. Are you saying own goals or set pieces?
Oh, bro, on goal FC, all of them. I think they are all layers. They are all layers to how we win games. Same thing with Liverpool. They had Salah who scored goals for them. That's a layer to their game. They have someone who could come in and score 20 goals in a season for them. That's a layer. That's a part of their game. They have an Ekitike who could score goals for them. That's a layer to their game. And mind you, Liverpool have also scored a set, bro. Last season they scored lots of set piece goals. That's part of a layer for them. But I'm not seeing that the different layers to our own game, we're being mocked for it. It's a different
Right.
story if it's sustainable, but we're being mocked for it.
I can agree to a point that set pieces are a nice tool in our toolbox, but I can't get on the side of that own goals are part of a layer of how we win games and get 3 points. Right? Own goals just accidentally happen. Right? If Jesus, the own goal that I didn't think was an own goal, but it was ruled an own goal, was the header that Jesus scored against Wolves, right? At the dying end. But before that, it was an own goal. And I'm trying to think what was the other own goal besides Wolves? There was 3 own goals, and there were one off us, right?
I think the one against Brighton was an own goal. The one against Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup quarterfinals was an own goal. But again, when it happens, Oregon Gooder, when it happens, is it now accidentally? Because the clause you put down there is when it happens accidentally. But right now, it's not just happening accidentally, in it. It's happening in sudden occurrence. So we're seeing it as part of, and that's what I'm saying. It's part of our layer now. It's not just happening accidentally.
I can't agree with that, but I can say that the players are in the right place at the right time, right, for those things to happen, or they're taking the right shots at goal and it's deflecting. That sort of thing. But I'm sorry, I can't get on the boat with you about it being a layer to our game. But I get what you're saying, because the fact is that we're doing something to make that happen. Right?
That happened. That's what I'm saying.
But that's not how you play football. You don't say, "Oh, I'm going to take a shot on goal." Hopefully, it deflects.
It's how you. But again, it's how you play football, because that has actually put 3 points on our board. So you cannot say it's not how to play football when it gives you 3 points at the board. This is what I'm saying. That's what I want to know from you. If it's a deep layer to the game we play.
I say no. I say it's just luck.
Okay, and I respect your decision on that.
Yeah, I just say it's luck. Own goals are luck, because and I know they happen few and far between, right? I don't think Arteta sets up and saying, "Hey guys, let's go out there today. If we don't score our own goals, don't score them for us." Right? I just don't think he's saying that. But again, to your point, you have the Jesus one specifically against Wolves that I thought he headed it in. It actually was the defender. He's at the right place at the right time. So there is something to be said for that, for sure, right? You have to be in positions to score. Right, and if it goes off a defender or a midfielder or whatever, that happens, right? But I don't think that's part of our game plan. I think that's just kind of a nice thing, because if those own goals did happen, Tony, we're looking at draws, right? We're looking at draws. We're looking at, we're missing 4 points,
Mm,
right? And we're not
mm,
top of the league. So, but it's nice to
yeah,
happen when
yeah.
it happens for us, just like when we get penalties, right? It's great when it happens for us, and it sucks ass when it happens against us. When these refs make
True.
decisions. Like I didn't think, like going back to the Everton game, I didn't think I think they made the right call that Saliba should not have gotten a penalty. He was going for the ball. Barry stuck his foot out and he got kicked. That happens. I didn't see that as a penalty. And I'm glad they didn't
Mm,
give it. In hindsight, they said it should have been, but whatever. That happens. The ball's in the air or it bounced, went up in the air, came back. Saliba went for it. The guy threw his foot out in front. And yeah, your foot's going to get kicked. So I think the refs made the
mm.
right decision on that at the end of the day. But the Wolves one, bro, it was 1-1 till that, which it shouldn't have
Yeah,
been in the
if you
first
don't want
place,
to,
right?
yeah.
I mean, that's my point. It never should have gotten to that point. We should have been 3-0 up at halftime. They're so bad. And it's like,
Mm.
and what are we doing? Like, what are we doing differently versus Wolves versus what we did against Aston Villa in the second half? And that's where I
Mm.
get so upset at this manager and the players as well. It's like, where is this? And you and I've talked about this many times. Where are these performances? We see something great against Villa, but a week ago against Wolves or what have you, it looked completely like off the mark, right? It
Yeah,
just looked like it wasn't even
but again, Oregon, why are we not looking at it from the standpoint of the opposition, though? Like, the Premiership
They're the
is a
worst
tough league
team.
for a
Tony, we should have
reason,
ran
though.
over him, bro. Don't you think we should have just ran over him? I mean, I get what you're saying.
I
Like
mean, I
they
hear
have
you,
something to play for.
I hear you, but again, it's a Premiership, bro. You're gonna drop points, yeah. You're gonna play you're gonna win ugly. You're gonna drop points. The same way City is seeing it right now. You're gonna have good games, but you're gonna have a game that it's gonna be very, very poor. We're gonna talk
Right.
about Man City separately, but it is the Premiership, isn't it? Sometimes you have to fight. Sometimes you
Yeah,
don't
but
have to fight.
bums in the Prem. And Wolves are awful. Like they're still bums in the Prem, Tony. You and I know this. They could be in the Prem. They're obviously going to be going down. There's no way they're going to catch up. They've only got 3 points.
Mm,
I
mm.
feel like I don't know what it is that we can't have those second half Villa performances against a whole 90 minutes against Wolves. That it has to
Against
come down
Wolves,
from an own goal. It has to come down to the last 3 minutes of the game. And
the game.
that's frustrating to watch as a fan, of the Ars, because we
Mm.
know we have the capability to put these teams away, especially Wolves that are horrible in the first half.
Exactly. And again, I respect what you said. I completely respect that. We have Wilson Owene. He says, "Hello, everyone." Wilson in the house. He said something. Bukayo Saka fan. Big ups. That's my troops from TikTok. And it
Nice.
says, yeah. Big up to you, man. Yeah, I remember you, my bro. I remember you. Views chart. Yeah, I remember you. Big ups to you. Thanks for showing up. But Wilson has said here, he says, I knew that Manchester City would drop points against Sunderland because the Stadium of Light is such a tough place to go.
I had
And
a
I
feeling
said
that was
this
going to be a
when I
thought
was
as well.
talking with Oregon Gunner when we drew against them. I thought Oregon Gunner, this point we got here, later on in the league, we are going to see that it's not something that we should look down upon. And right now, we saw what happened to Man City. We'll come out to that because I still want to ask Oregon Gunner about some certain things in that Aston Villa game that would also help us out in this Bournemouth game. Oregon Gunner, you saw Odegaard. We've criticized Odegaard real well in this, on this channel, on this show, very, very much well. Odegaard scored against Brighton. Had a good performance there. Odegaard came into this matchup against Aston Villa. It's tracking back. His closing down players in midfield. Is also a ball carrier and a switch one at that. He blocked off a midfielder, took the rest of the ball away from him. Found Zubimendi he found Zubimendi on the run. Tap, tap, boom. Zubimendi scoring a goal. Is Odegaard back?
Yes. I think that the last couple performances he's had has been very good. And I think that he once he kind of figures out that, oh, I need to be more attacking, I need to, be more ruthless, right? Instead of passing the ball backwards, instead of passing the ball laterally, instead of passing it to Saka every time he gets it, right? That he is very good on his day, right? I still think there's better, right? We know there's better out there, but he's our captain. He's got the contract, and he's not going anywhere. That's the whole deal of it too. And I want to see, like even Wilson was saying about being clinical there in one of the chats at the end there.
That being clinical, yeah.
We're clinical and be a little more selfish himself and take those chances shooting outside the 18-yard box. Because we know he has an eye for goal, but it's just when he gets in that mode of being sort of just a passenger, right? Where he's just kind of there, like I said, moving the ball laterally, pushing it backwards because he doesn't think there's something forward. He doesn't view anything moving forward in the box. But it's like, that's when I want to wring his neck and be like, you have to be the one to create those things going forward. You may not see it, but if you create it, let that reaction come from your wingers. Let that reaction come from Gyökeres for playing those balls over the back four, right? Breaking the defensive lines, looking for Gyökeres running the channels. That ball to Zubamendi, like I said before at the beginning of the show, why hasn't he made those passes to Gyökeres in those threatening areas?
Maybe Gyökeres is not making those runs or maybe he's not visualizing or imagining those runs. Again, Oregon Gunner. I saw when Odegaard made that interception. He made that interception even before he completed that interception. Zubamendi has already visualized what has happened and already started making that run. I don't see Gyökeres making the run in terms of visualizing what a player wants to do before he does that. I saw that cross from Nkape coming out from the left-hand side. You should have anticipated that more quickly, put your body in the right way, situated yourself in a position that will give you much room, much space for you to have that back header and get the goal. I saw two headers thrown away by Gyökeres. Why are we still saying here that passes are not getting to him? He got two and he did nothing with them, bro.
Right. Well, I mean, I thought the two headers were just misses. I thought he was at the right place at the right time. The headers had power on them. Yeah, they should have been on target. Yeah, we should have been 2-0 up. Exactly. So I think it goes back to like what our friend Wilson said. It's about being clinical, right? And that goes for all the players. I mean, that's Odegaard, that's Zubamendi, that's Rice at times, right? I mean, Rice is, our star man to me, and Bukayo Saka, right? And Saka could be more clinical as well, right? I mean, it's we've talked about Saka being predictable. If there's nothing really out wide,
he's been poor. He's been poor for some time now. He's been poor for some time.
He cuts it on his left foot to go far post with a shot. That hasn't really come off much this season, right?
Yeah.
Fortunately,
he'll come back. He'll come back strong. I'm sure he'll come back strong. That's Saka. He always comes back strong.
I rate Saka highly, but there's times where we've seen over the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've been looking at some greediness, right? Where he should have played a ball, maybe played a reverse pass, maybe put one, with a little bit of pace and face a goal that Gyökeres or Sard get in there or something, right? But going back to Odegaard, I think if he can keep this ruthlessness and being clinical, I think that we will see more fruits of the labor of what he can do. And again, it's like you show us this stuff at Villa. What are we going to see against Bournemouth, right? I just don't want him to revert back to playing it safe. He's the creator. He's supposed to be the creative spark. Take that risky pass. We lose possession. We're good defensively. That's why I don't fully understand some of this, like, keep possession. Possession doesn't win games, bro. Right? Goals win games. And you have to take risks, right? You have to play those Zubamendi passes sometimes. And I do think Gyökeres is there, but I mean, you make a good point. Is he always running the channels? A lot of the time. I would say 60 to 65% of the time, right? But there hasn't been any real fruition from that. He's not scoring the goals that we thought he would, right? He's far off from 16, which I predicted that he would get in all comps. I think he's got 8 in all comps, maybe 9. I don't know if that's something we can look at. But yeah, I just think Odegaard needs to be a little more risk-taking and actually take some shots, because if he's taking shots outside the box, he's making it hard on the keepers. We can look at volleys. You can look at Trossard, Martinelli, Saka, Gyökeres coming in. And big up, Pito. Happy New Year. Thanks for the super chat.
Big up, P.O. Happy New Year to P.O. He gets a po. I mean, he likes Oregon Gunner too. He says, Happy New Year, Tony, Oregon Gunner, and the chat. Hope 2026 is kind to you all. God bless you, my G. That's my G, P.O. Believe. P.O., you have to give me the believe. Come on, bro. You have to give me the, bro. You have to give me the believe, bro. Yeah, Oregon Gunner, you're saying something. Big up to P.O. God bless you. God bless your family. 2026, big up to you. One of the biggest donators. I mean, Oregon Gunner, was the first big donate. I mean, he gives lots of donations to this channel, people. Yeah, and big up to you, Oregon Gunner. I have to stop the show to say this, because you're one of the people that actually support my channel. You give your money to this channel. God bless you, bro. You are the highest supporter of my channel this past year. Big up to you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Apart from you being my personal friend and you being a member of this channel, I really thank you so much, bro. I'm very, very appreciative of what you do for this channel. God bless you. Pito was the second highest donator to my channel. Big up to you. God bless you, bro, for all your donations, everything you've done for me. Big up to you, Pito. And believe, the belief comes. Yes, believe. See, Oregon Gunner, Wilson had something here. I don't know if it was a little bit of a dig at what you said, but I like some chaos about that. So I want to put this. He said something about teams finding their own luck or something like that. There was something he said about that. I think he's removed it.
There's no easy games in the Prem. I see that comment, which I agree with.
Yeah, he said that teams find their own luck. That's what he said. That they create their own luck. That's what he said. You said we were a bit lucky. That we're a bit lucky in these Everton games, Wolf games, but he's saying you create your luck.
Fair enough. I don't think it's quite a dig. I mean, I think him and I are saying the same things. You have to be in the right positions, right, to get own goals, right? You have to be threatening in some way, right? Own goals just don't happen.
That's a comment.
Yeah, you create your own luck in moments, right? It's moments for sure. No, I agree with Wilson 100%. It's moments. But again, if we don't get those own goals, we're looking at, we're missing 4 points and we're probably sitting second. Right, that's the thing. And it's not something we can rely on. And I, again, to reiterate, I disagree with what you're saying, Tony. I don't think it's a layer. Luck isn't a layer to our game, right? But set pieces are, right? Set pieces, like I was saying, excuse me, are a real tool that we have, right? I mean, we really work on that. You can tell in training. Gabriel's back. What does he do? He scores a header, right? A quarter set piece. It's fantastic. But the own goals, in my opinion, it may differ from other people's views, that it's riding our luck, right? It really is in a way. But you have to be in the moment, you have to be in position, and you have to kind of put pressure, right? It's about pressuring the opposition to make them make mistakes at some case point in time, right? In some points in time. Yeah, so I will kind of say that, but I want to reiterate, I don't think part of Arteta's strategy to set up every weekend is let's get those own goals, guys.
It's a score own goals.
I don't see that, right? But I do see him saying be in position to put pressure on the opposition, and those moments, those lucky moments, will happen for us, right? I do believe that for sure.
Definitely. Oregon Gunner, the return of Gabby Magalhaes. What do you have to say? That solidity. I mean, I kept saying it. It's something I said on Josh's show. We needed our defense. Yeah, we need a defense. Yeah, that will come back. Yeah, that will build up from the back with much patience, much composure, yeah, with that balance that we've always had, at the start of the season at the back, yeah, to build up play and transition the ball easily to midfield and then to our outlets to get the ball out and try to engineer something to score goals. With Incarpe and with Timber at the back, we didn't see that. With Incarpe and Northgard, we didn't see that. We didn't see that defensive solidity. We didn't see the composure. We didn't see the patience with which he used to build up play from the back. We didn't see that. And building up play from the back and playing from the back is a big asset, mostly when you have David Raya, who that's his strength. He uses his strength in building up from the back, yeah? And we didn't really have that. Now, we have not only our leader, yeah, who's also in the leadership group, by the way, yeah, back, yeah, now in Gabriel Magalhaes, but we now have a goal threat back, and we now have a powering force, in our back four back.
Right.
Build up play from the back came back in that Aston Villa game. The composure came back in that Aston Villa game at the back, and the patience came back. What do you have to say about Gabriel Magalhaes coming back to the team and that lovely goal he got against Martinez?
Well, number one, I'm glad that he's not like full on injured, right? We were really worried that he might be out to the end of January in some cases, right? So with him coming back, I think it brings a whole sense of solidarity to the squad overall. I think that he brings confidence, right? I mean, Hincape, Calafiore, Timber did the best they could, but they're no Gabriel, right? They're no Gabriel Saliba, who was out too for a bit, right? I mean, he was out for what, 2 or 3 weeks, maybe?
2 or 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so we were really kind of on our P's and Q's there and our toes a bit, wondering who was going to be our center back, wondering if they could keep the same sort of form, and it turned out to be okay at the end of the day. But Gabriel is just oozes class. I mean, to me, he's one of my favorite players in the squad, and there's just I think a confidence, like I was saying, that the overall squad feels when he's in the side. The leadership, the vocalism, the knowing where to be in set pieces, controlling the back four, stifling the opposition. He did make a mistake against Sunderland, but mistakes happen, bro. We're never going to go mistake free in any 38 game season, right? It's just not going to happen
at all.
So, right. So I feel like now that he's back and looks to be really in form, like real match fitness, right? It's not like he was struggling out there against Villa. He did it. He didn't get pulled at halftime because of some reoccurring issue. He made the full 90 minutes, and you could tell that they had no answers in the second half, right? Part of that was him and Saliba pressed up against the halfway line, keeping them contained in their own half. Ollie Watkins didn't get a sniff in the second half, of course, till the very end. I just think that he's immense for this squad. He embodies what it is to be an Arsenal defender in the ilk of Tony Adams, right? Of Martin Keown, of Saul Campbell, Colo Torre, right? We can go down the list, and that list in the last couple decades is going to include Gabriel on it for the history of Arsenal center back.
Do you think he's the best centre back in our history if he wins the Premier League title?
In our history, no. I think Tony Adams is probably the best. I mean, you can go back maybe the Bertie Mee years and so forth. I think, Tony Adams was phenomenal, bro. But Gabriel,
I think he's better than Tony Adams. I'm sorry. I live to watch Tony Adams play, but I think he has more layers to his game than Tony Adams. And again, I'm not rubbing off. I'm not taking away the glory of Tony Adams in any way. Big, strong, towering defender, but he wasn't scoring goals though. He wasn't scoring goals the way Gabriel was doing it. It's not a focal part of our set piece mechanism, isn't it? At the time.
Right, no, I get what you're saying. Right. So it's kind of hard to make that comparison, right? You're going to get, old heads like Jez and Kenny Ken saying, Tony
Yeah,
Adams is
yeah,
the be-all and end-all of center backs, right?
yeah,
And then we're going to
yeah,
get,
yeah.
more of like when I started watching Arsenal, more of like Saul Campbell, right? The Saul Campbell era, the Kolo Toure era, right? So, but Gabriel, I said, is top 5, man, and I'm not going to go past Tony Adams because some of the names start
Okay.
to
Top 5, not top 3. Top 5, not top 3. Not top 3 if you win the title. Not top
I would
3
say
if you win
top
the
3. I'd
title.
give him top 3. For me, I guess it would be.
Okay.
I guess it would be Tony Adams, Kolo Toure, and Gabriel. And I would put Gabriel third because we haven't really won anything with Gabriel yet, right?
But if he wins, but Oregon gonna, if he wins the Champions League, let's say we win, let's say we magically win the Champions League and we win a league title, he walks straight into that Hall of Fame as the best defender, bro.
I can give you. I will give you that benefit of the doubt, and I will give you a $5 donation claiming that. I will send you $5 or $10 donation like our man Pito and say, Tony, you won the argument. Gabriel is the best center back Arsenal's had in the last 20, 25 years. Over Tony Adams, over Saul Campbell, over Kolo Toure. Okay, I'll give you that. He's definitely better than Sebastian Squatchy and Mustafi Koscielny. So let's, I don't know if he's good as Socrates. Just joking.
Oh my God. Big up to Pito in the house. It's nice to have Pito. Bukayo Saka fan. Big up to you, my guy. Big up to you, my guy. See, Oregon Gunner. Next one. I have a problem, Oregon Gunner.
You have a
and
problem?
It has to do with some of the people. Yes, I have a problem. And it has to do with how Mikel Arteta has kept some certain players from playing in this team right now. And that is Eze. He kept Eze as an unused substitute on the bench in that game against Aston Villa. So now look at the footnote. Back-to-back matches in 3 straight games in Premier League matches. Eze hasn't played 1 minute in a Premiership game. I find that worrying. In fact, I have that as a problem. Right. It's a big, huge problem for me. I can't cope with that. You said it didn't come. No, bro. For 3 consecutive minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a problem with that too.
He hasn't played 1 minute. Waneri, bro. I mean, you know what has happened to Waneri, innit? So, what is the issue with not using Eze? Do you see a reason? Is there a valuable excuse you think Arteta would give to you right now that you would say, Eze, okay, I understand why he's not using you. Over to you, bro.
No. I would like to slap Arteta in his Lego head face for not using him, to be honest. I mean, I don't. You're right. He didn't play against Everton and Wolves, did he? Wow. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you're realizing it now, right? You're just checking it out right now, yeah?
I remember saying to those games, like, bring on Eze. Let's get get something going.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't mind slapping him in the face over that, to be honest.
Why wouldn't Eze come in? Why, bro? I don't understand that, bro. You can't tell me that Eze, that has been playing in Crystal Palace, won an FA Cup with them, is suddenly a shitty player. And this is why now I'm starting to feel for Gyökeres just a little bit. This is why so now I'm looking at it as an Arteta problem, though. But with the Gyökeres one, I'm looking at it that he's a striker. You still need to get goals, no matter what. But with Eze, I'm a bit dicey on that one, bro. It doesn't look good.
I don't. Yeah, I would. I know we're not a fan of this, and I'm not either. But there's no reason why he couldn't come in on the left wing. Right? There really isn't. I mean, I know that's not the preferred spot.
In place of Trossard. Trossard is having the time of his life down that left-hand side, though.
I mean, after Trossard scores a goal, can you bring Trossard off? Yes, because he's basically done his job, right?
Okay.
No, I would say Trossard. I think he's come on leaps and bounds at this club, especially since last season when we thought we were going to sell him, in the summertime, right? And he's really proved a point. To be honest, he's probably one of our most technically gifted players in the squad. Yeah, the Eze treatment does have me worried, the Waneri treatment has me a bit concerned as well, but I can kind of see it. Like, I got to be honest, I wasn't really overwhelmed by Waneri's performances. I thought they were good, but not great. But I did want to keep him, right? Because I do see potential there. And the kid's been with the club since he's 10 years old, right? So, or 12 years old, maybe 9. So I do see like what he brings as being good, but I just don't know too much about Waneri, right? And I don't want to divert from Eze because that is a big problem for me, especially since he scored a goal against our rivals, so to speak, right? Against Spurs. Which is an incredible game. I feel like once a player gets in that mode, you have to give him game time, bro.
You have to give him game time, though.
That's what I didn't understand. It's like he had this sparkling performance, and then we don't use him. And it's
at all. Not even a sniff. I'm shocked at that, bro.
I was pretty shocked he didn't get a few.
Again, I understand one thing about maybe Eze trying to help the team defensively more. And in that game against Aston Villa, he was caught napping by Matty Cash, right? Where he couldn't defend that goal yet. But it just since after that time, none hasn't even touched the pitch.
That's the last we saw him. That's right. He was at fault for the Matty Cash goal. I don't know, bro. I mean, maybe he's saving him. I'm sure. I can almost assure you he will play against Portsmouth though in the FA Cup. I think he's going to play Portsmouth.
Maybe even Bournemouth. I'm looking at Bournemouth for him to come in and play again.
Who's he going to come in now? He's not going to get in over Odegaard now.
No. It might come in place of. It might just be in that Declan Rice's position. I think he can play with Odegaard, and then Notgaard would play in place of Zubimendi if we want to give them a rest. Mind you, we have Liverpool coming up in our next game, so we have to keep some players. We have to keep some players.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The form Odegaard's on right now in the last couple of games, he's not going to be replaced, and obviously he's the captain, right?
So
he's an Arteta yes man. He's everything Arteta wants from the midfielder. So no, I think Arteta is going to play Eze in the FA Cup, right? Who do we have in the Carabao Cup? Isn't it Chelsea in the semifinal?
It's Chelsea in the semifinal first leg. Yeah.
Maybe he will play against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. But I'm pretty sure that we will see Eze against Portsmouth. Maybe not start. Maybe come on as a sub for Odegaard, 65th, 70th minute or something if we're up 3-0, 2-0, whatever.
But Oregon, is that is that Eze's level? No, seriously, is that Eze's level?
No.
Because when you see, we saw Eze play at Crystal Palace, bro. It's not like we're blind to see. We saw what he did at Crystal Palace. Why can't we have that same Eze? I understand it's a different team. I completely get that. I completely get it that it's not the same dynamics with Crystal Palace. It was part of their marquee go-to players, yeah. And he might not necessarily be the go-to player at Arsenal, but it doesn't mean that he's not going to give you a top-level performance when he comes on to play. When he played against Crystal Palace, he got goals for them. He created for them. Why can't we get that level of Eze in this Arsenal team?
Because it's a completely different setup and tactics that Arteta uses than Crystal Palace. He was the focal point there, while the focal point for us is Saka, right? So it's conflicting, right? And to me, if you were playing a 4-3-3, you could play Eze on the left, Rice in the 6, and Odegaard on the right now. Big up Gunnar for life. You really could. I don't know what this kid's done, tonight. And you're right, he did not play against Everton, Wolves, and against Villa. And is he getting punished for the mistake he made against the previous?
Well, the mistake he made, exactly. That's where my head is going to now.
Well,
that's where my head is going to now.
That's a pretty good conclusion. And Arteta is like that. You make a mistake, you will get punished. with this
You will get
manager.
punished. Yeah, something
You will
like
get
that. You try your shot outside the 18-yard box, you get punished. I mean,
right.
bro,
You don't
Madueke
come back.
scores 2 goals against FC Brugge, and somehow his game time has been dwindling since that game against FC Brugge for daring to score 2 goals. And bro, I mean, I don't understand what is going on, bro, but what is going on?
Well,
Yeah,
it's like, I don't know. I
I
really
don't
can't
know
say.
exactly.
I don't know why
That's why I said I have a problem with it.
give him 10, 15 minutes, in the Villa game.
Minutes,
Give him 10,
5
15 minutes.
minutes. Oh
Yeah.
my days!
I don't get it, man. You score a hat
Even
trick against
Waneri,
United,
bro.
you
Even
make one
Waneri,
mistake,
we don't even.
right? But
Oh
to
my
be
god,
honest,
bro.
it was Calafiori the one that made the mistake, because Calafiori was playing left back. So it's Calafiori that should have been marking Matty Cash. Not
No,
Eze,
no, no, no,
in
no,
reality.
no, no, no. Actually, it was Eze. Let's be truthful. It was
Okay, fair
Eze.
enough.
Calafiori was on the other side. It was in the central area trying to mark other people, Joe.
Right.
But still, it was Eze that made the mistake. Though, let's be frank with it. It was Eze.
Fair
So,
enough.
but should he be punished? Should he be punished?
Not for 3 games.
That's why I'm not buying.
Not for 120 minutes of football.
I mean, Oregon Gunner, yeah. Let's move on to that Sunderland and Man City game, bro. What do you think about that game, bro? City drop points. They dropped 2 points away to Sunderland at the Stadium of Light.
Bring me, what's his name? Maddie Carroll, who's their number 20, the defender from PSG? Madu Kelly? Is that his name?
Which team are you talking about?
The guy in Sunderland, number 20, I think it is. Who we got?
That
PSG.
guy. Yeah. I don't think he played. I don't think he played yesterday. I think he was injured.
No, he played the whole game.
Did he play?
Yeah, he was their defender. Who's that? Shit, let me Google this, bro. I can never pronounce his name.
Check it out, bro. Did he play? People? Gunners for Life says Arteta is the manager. It's his job to get the best out of young players. Arteta has failed to do that. Look at Gyökeres and Eze. Oh my days, bro. Brutal assessment from
Nordy Mutiele.
Gunners for Life, bro.
Nordy Mutiele.
Yeah, Mutiele.
Yeah, he was absolutely phenomenal yesterday, bro.
Phenomenal player, bro.
Incredible performance. And that's the thing. We've talked about this many times. You lock up Holland, they're not much. Cherokee, horrible game. Phil Foden, horrible game.
Horrible game.
I can't stand. He's one of the most hated players in the league for me. Offsides, complaining to the ref. Man, we should have got a penalty, but the same thing happened to Sunderland, and he just doesn't do any. They are just a big bunch of bullshit egos. They really are. The Man City can
Big ups, Clara. Big ups, Clara. Take care. See you tomorrow.
Big up, Clara.
Yeah.
They can do it.
Yeah, you were saying.
They can do it. No, I just think, Matty Kiel or whatever his name is, Matty Kelly, whatever you want to call him, was all over him. They shut down Holland. He had one shot on goal, right? That he put right to the keeper. The defensive strength, you could see the heart that Sunderland has. They're a different team with that Stadium of Light, bro. I don't think we would have beat them that day either. I don't think any team would have beat Sunderland that day. And you're talking about
that day, right?
The treble-winning fucking City, bro. Right? I mean, they couldn't get a sniff at some cases.
At all, bro. And there was a chance that got to Haaland. Man, bro, you shouldn't be missing those kind of chances, bro. You're the talisman of the team. There was it was a sitter, bro. He missed a sitter.
Yeah.
I was shocked, bro.
It should have been that game should have gone 1-0 Sunderland.
It should have been 1-0, bro. I mean, it should have been 1-0. Where does this put Arsenal? Are you comfortable,
What I think
with 4 points?
What's that? Am I comfortable with 4 points? No, I'm not. I think that it's good. I was glad to be top, right? It's glad that we're not chasing the points, right? 4 points ain't enough, dude. It's just not enough. We need 6, 8, 9. If we were up 8 or 9 points right now, I would say, okay, there's a real chance we're going to lift something heavy in May, right? Like, because 3 games is really hard for a second place team to come back from, right? And and I know the City are going to drop points again, and we will probably too. I don't really know if we're going to lose, but I know we will have some draws in our future. The weather's going to be rainy some more. It's going to be, some wet pitches. Some things aren't going to go
Might even be Liverpool. We have Liverpool in the weekend.
Right.
Next
They got to
weekend.
come to our house, right? They got to come to our house and prove something.
Yeah.
And if we have Gabriel Saliba, in Capier, which I now would rather play at left back than Calafiori, if you don't, maybe you disagree with that. I feel pretty secure with Capier at left back. Obviously, Timber is, one of our better players. Rice will be back because I think it's just a light muscle strain. It's going to be peak for Liverpool. They're going to have to really, really pull something out to get by us at home. And I think we can win that game 2-0, 2-1. No, I'm pretty confident we can beat Liverpool. It's going to the Etihad I'm nervous about. It's I guess that's my only really nerves right now is going to the Etihad to see how we play. And I'm not sure when we go there.
February, I will play against Man City. That will be the big one, yeah?
Yeah. We got the Villa games done already. To be honest, I don't see them even being maybe top 4. Maybe they end up in 5th. Wow. I think Liverpool will have a little more to say. I think Liverpool will probably end up 3rd. If we go first, I think City will be 2nd, Liverpool 3rd.
Liverpool drew against Leeds. They drew against Leeds yesterday, bro.
Leeds haven't lost in, I think, the last 3 or 4 games. They beat Chelsea, remember, 2 weeks ago, 3-1 as well. So yeah, I don't think Leeds have lost. Leeds are trying to definitely, keep themselves up. But I just, I think, I think if we get past Bournemouth, I don't know who City have, but if they draw, we beat Bournemouth, then I'll have a little more confidence.
City have Chelsea. Fortunately, they have City this weekend.
That's right. But Chelsea.
How do you think that matchup will look like, bro? How do you think that matchup will look like?
I don't know much about this. Who are they bringing in? Resno? Is that the
Resno. He's a manager that manages Strasbourg. Mind you, Chelsea. Chelsea is a multi-club owner called Blue Coat. They also own Strasbourg, so he manages for Strasbourg. Is the front liner for that job right now at Chelsea. For me, it looks like an IT developer or an IT teacher or a PE teacher, bro. Bro. Yeah, I don't know, bro.
This is not.
Bro, if you put that man in front of Enzo Fernandez, bro, they'll mock that guy, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
I don't know, bro. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. I know player egos. Bro. If he talks anyhow, then I just grab his neck and just hold him off and shake him off in the dressing room.
Yeah, they're going to ignore this guy for sure. No. This is probably the worst team you could start out your Premier League run with, right? Yeah, I think Chelsea get beat. I think Chelsea get beat because this manager is going to come in and say what? Like completely change excuse me, change, work out new tactics. I mean, right? How's that going to go with Enzo and Cole Palmer and Garnacho and Caicedo and Reece James, right? I mean, if Reece James isn't the vocal point, then who is? And this manager may have ideas that are out of pocket, right? That may not gel with a lot of the players and what they want to do. I even think it's a little harsh to get rid of Maresca, in my overall opinion.
Very harsh, right?
It's pretty harsh, but Chelsea are a harsh club, man. They're hard to deal with on a management level. But they stayed winless in December again, right? It happened with Potter. It's happened with other managers they've had. Winless in December. So I I don't know if it was really the right move, but if for Chelsea, you need a big name. Like you need an Allegri, a Zidane, bring back Conte.
Xavi's without a job. Xavi's without a job.
Out of leaving Napoli right now, but it's a huge
Xavi's
job.
without a job.
What's that?
Xavi's without a job.
Another one. I think Xavi would be a good fit for them.
I think so too.
I think he would be a good fit for them. But this new kid they're bringing in, he doesn't stand a chance, bro. He's going to be out.
My days, bro.
He's going to be out faster than Postecoglou.
They're going to sack him in 2 months, bro. Bro, they're going to sack him in 2 months.
He's a place filler. They're gambling. They're making.
I'm even very, very happy. I think we cruise into the EFL finals, bro. Easy, bro. With Chelsea in crisis right now. Easy, bro. Easy. But again, let's see what happens, bro.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Possibly.
Yeah, just before we go, because I know, of course, we're tired, we want to rest. I'm just coming back from a show with Josh. Oregon going to the final one. Your first 11 for the game against Bournemouth.
First 11: Hikapié, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, Raya in goal. If Declan Rice is back, you know what? I'm going to go with my man Eze on the left, Rice in the 6. Give Zubamendi a break, and Odegaard on the right. And then on the left, I would start Martinelli, Gyökeres, and Madueke. I'd give Saka a break as well and bring Saka.
So in the middle, who do you pick in the middle? Big up to New Year Arsenal. Yo, TCG TV. My guy, New Year Arsenal. Big up to you. God bless you. God bless your family, bro. Yeah.
In the middle, we go 4-3-3. I want to. Excuse me, I'm still getting over sickness.
Sorry.
I'm going to go Eze, Rice, and Odegaard. I would give Zubamendi a break.
Rice is injured.
Yeah,
he has an inflamed knee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he has an inflamed knee.
Okay. Well, then I would go Eze, Zubamendi, and Odegaard. I think Eze needs some time to play now. I mean, this is. Yeah, thank you, Gunner for life. I'm definitely on the mend.
He's on the mend.
I think Eze needs some solid minutes, and I think Madueke could come in for maybe the first half, and bring Saka in the second half.
In the second half,
minutes. I want to see a little bit of variety. I want to see Martinelli come in. I think Trossard could use a rest. I still think Gyökeres is the man up front, but I wouldn't be surprised if he even gets a rest and we play Jesus up front. But I don't think Kai Havertz will be back. I think Havertz, if he returns, it'll be against Portsmouth. I would change it up a bit, but I would still keep the back four. Hikapié, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, because I think to me, in my overall even like football view, your back four has to be pretty much sustained the whole time, right? It has to be the same guys. And Gabriel's obviously back in form. Saliba played really well against Villa as well, and is back in full fitness. And that again brings an overall, feeling of confidence throughout the squad.
Exactly, right? For the folks. Yeah.
For them, for our attack to really perform the way it needs to. But I still think Odegaard's in form. You could bring Zubamendi in as a 6, but I would really, if Rice is out, let's see what Eze, Martinelli, and Odegaard can put together, right? And even Madueke. I think Saka could use a break. I don't think Bournemouth are that good. They've had some terrible results in the last 6 weeks or so. I know they were up in the top 4 for a while, but and I know, and our friends in the chat, that wasn't going to be sustainable, right? That they were going to fall off. And I think they went down to like 7th or 8th, maybe 9th at this time. I haven't looked at the table recently, but so I'm predicting we have to go to Bournemouth, don't we? Is it away to Bournemouth?
Definitely.
It's away to. Are we away? I think your mic's cutting out, Tony. Your mic's cutting out. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
back.
now you're back. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Um,
Can you hear me?
now
Yeah.
you can. Yes, now you
Even
can.
Gunners for Life says it in his chat there. He says, no excuses. We have to win. Gyökeres
So,
should start. We need to protect Jesus. Just came back from injury. It's simple. Gunnar, before we go, predictions for the matchup.
since we are away, thanks Good for Life for that. We are away. I'm going to go 2-0. I don't see them scoring.
2-0.
No, I don't. 2-0.
Own goal.
If it's one of our layers, like he's doing, no, I don't think goals from what did I say, Martinelli. Well, I want him to start. If Trossard starts, I know Trossard's going to score for sure. And let's say Eze starts. So goals from Trossard and Eze.
Okay. I think we're going to win that matchup, but I think it will be a scrappy game because I do think that Bournemouth is going to. They raise their game when they play against Arsenal. For all these other teams, they might not. When they play against Arsenal, Kluivert raises his game. Evan Nielsen raises his game. Yeah, and I also heard that a surprise package in Semenyo would be playing against us tomorrow. So people, wake up, wake up. I think Arsenal would win. I think goals from Gyökeres and an own goal from Sanesi would put us up. So it is what it is.
Okay. It
is what it is.
3 points, I guess.
Right. All right, good. Give us footnotes, bro. End of the year, day before yesterday, and we're now in the new year. We're on the 2nd of January. Talk to us and round up the show for us, my brother.
Well,
big up to Gunners for Life who stuck with us to the end of the show too. Big up to you,
everyone in the chat for sure. Yeah,
everyone in the chat. Pito, who dropped $10 for us. Big up to you.
Very kind. Yeah, I think it's been good home record for us. I don't think we've lost at home in this calendar year. Have we lost it all at home in 2025? I'm not 100% sure. I know we haven't yet this season.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but so it's been a great beginning of the season at home. Away, we still got some kinks to work out, but overall, I think that if we can get 8 or 9 points by, I'm going to say, the middle of February, the end of February, if we're about 8 or 9 points, we're going to win the league. But I think it's going to take that number. I'm not very confident with 4 points because I think if we draw City win, we're having a different conversation, right?
We're having a different conversation altogether.
Yeah, and I think Villa will fall down a bit. I don't see them finishing third. It was a pretty phenomenal run they went on, but it was us that stopped their run. So that's great all the way around as well. But no, I think that the cream always rises to the top, right? Yeah. And right now we're in a good position, but I'm not underestimating City. I think we're pretty past Liverpool. I'm pretty certain they're not going to finish even second. But yeah, I think Good for Life. I agree. City's our only worry. So
City's our only worry. Yeah.
Right.
I sort of get that.
But
now you think Aston Villa would just go downhill from here? Is that it? Because Martinez posted on his Twitter day before yesterday that they're not giving up. That they were beaten by the better team on the day, but that they have every chance to bounce back.
But there's half the season still to play for, and they will drop points. They will drop points. They will. I mean, they may not lose again. You know, that's the whole thing about football. It's not about really losing, but if you draw 2 games,
well, if we draw, exactly,
you're right. You know, they're going to go down, especially if Liverpool win, if Chelsea, if United can kick on, which I don't really see happening. But they have a lot of injuries. If those injuries come back and they find some form, they could win 2 or 3 games in a row, right? And be battling for that 4th place. But I still think third is pretty solid for Liverpool. I still think that Liverpool can turn it on when they need to. Hopefully it's not against us, which I don't think it will be. I think we'll be ready for that game. We'll be well drilled and ready for that game. But let's get past Bournemouth and then see what happens.
And then we'll scale things out from there.
In Liverpool. if I'm not mistaken. But I want to pound Portsmouth, right? I want to make a statement. I want to win 4 or 5-0, right? I want to make a statement in the FA Cup. I want to win the FA Cup very bad, right? I want to win the Carabao Cup as well.
Very bad, people. You heard it.
Bad. I would love to win the FA Cup. And Carabao Cup, that's just kind of a little bit of icing on the cake. But the FA Cup, I want us to make a real charge for. And there's no reason, Tony, we should lose to Portsmouth. No
do you want to face Man City or Newcastle in the final?
Newcastle.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Their defense is not good.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Newcastle is also a scrappy team. They can scrap. They can scrap.
Harvey Barnes. They've got some players that have moments. I will say that
exactly. They can scrap. City too can scrap. So it's
I mean, come on now. I don't want to face Holland in any way, shape, or form. And I don't want to face Cherokee, right? I don't want to face. They've got far and wide. They're a better squad than Newcastle, even though Newcastle beat them, right? But I think that Newcastle defense is complete shambles a lot of the time. So
all right, people. Thanks. We've come to the end of the show. We need Oregon Gunner. We need his fit. You see, people. Yeah, we need Oregon's Gunners fitness levels to be okay to come back here next week. Yeah,
all right.
So we're not just gonna squeeze him the way Arsenal squeeze our players. Yeah. So 1 hour 60 minutes, it's okay. So we can keep Oregon Gunner for the rest so that I can mend up and then come back next week. How about that, people? I'm a good coach. I'm a great coach. See ya, people. Happy New Year from me and my very, very good friend and brother, Oregon Gunner. We are out, people. Stay blessed and keep it going, people, into the new year, the 3rd day of the new year, Peace, people. We love you. Peace.